Engineering, the scientific operation of the entire social mechanism to produce and distribute goods and services to the entire population.
The movement was short-lived, but the principle never died. As we'll demonstrate, a stranglehold on policy and resources has always been the ambition of the powerful oligarchs behind many of today's world institutions.
It seems to me that there's a very strong drift in the direction of globalization, of the ultimate centralization of control in the hands of unelected officials at supranational organizations. The lust to control other human beings is a story as old as time.
They want all of the resources of the world in their pocket. They do not want you and me to have anything. It's in writing all over the World Economic Forum's website. By 2030, you will own nothing and be happy. That's an oxymoron. If you don't have anything in your name, you ain't going to be happy about it.
The World Economic Forum may have called that infamous phrase a prediction, but it translates as a statement of intent on behalf of its global power brokers.
What happens to your skin when you soak in baking soda? 3 doctor-approved tips.
As a statement of intent on behalf of its global power brokers.
The bigger picture is that an attempt is underway now to collapse liberal democracy and replace it with global technocracy. What I call an omni-war is now underway, which is to say that the transnational ruling class is literally, it's not a metaphor, is literally at war with the rest of humanity and has weaponized everything that it can.
This is a coup. They can remove the power from the parliament and the legislative branch and consolidate it into a monetary system which has complete control.
That control is now entirely achievable because the would-be controllers finally have the tools to execute it. Total surveillance, artificial intelligence, digital IDs, and central bank digital currencies.
The potential for social control is gigantic and potentially irreversible.
What our experts are describing is a world commanded by an exclusive group of bankers and industrialists, affecting every aspect of our lives. What we eat, what we can buy, where we travel, where we live, and all bypassing democratically elected governments. You could be forgiven for thinking this is a grand conspiracy theory, but please consider this.
The term conspiracy theory has become one of the most successful propaganda terms of all time in closing down discussion and debate. It's a thought-terminating cliche, but nevertheless, it's surprisingly effective when you try to calmly present evidence in a factual and reasoned manner.
In this film, we will present evidence that the global takeover is not only possible, it's actually happening, and has been decades in the making. They plan to commandeer land, reduce farming, and radically change the food we eat, transform the supply of electricity, and then dictate how we use it, and replace currency with a system of credits under their control. It's a classic template to win the war, take control of food, of energy, and of money. And here's the key. All 3 strategies are built on the premise of a climate crisis caused by carbon dioxide, a gas that is actually vital for life on the planet. So what if the whole carbon narrative was one gargantuan lie? A political maneuver to establish their brave new world.
A big lie is a lie which is told on such a scale that ordinary people simply would not imagine it to be possible.
People with empathy can't fathom that a group of people would organize and engineer this kind of mass atrocity to get where they want to go.
It should come as no surprise that financial kingpins are calling the shots. And it's certainly no conspiracy theory when banking executives spell out their intentions.
Shalom, shalom. Before I begin this lesson, damn it, I want to give all praise, honor, and the glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone that rule well. And peace and blessings be multiplied on all you brethren, preaching his word in all sincerity and in truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect. All right, shalom to the hopeful elect. The 144,000 and the rest of the men, women, and children that the Lord will have mercy on in these last days. Shalom. I'm the brother Damar Gabar here with another lesson, Lord willing to edify through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Yahweh Shai. All right, and that's the video I played at the beginning is a video called The Agenda, Their Vision, Your Future 2025, Fair Use, Fair Use. All right, I'm using this video for informational purposes. I'm not making any money, or I'm not monetizing this video in any shape, form, or fashion, just to inform and enlighten, you know. And, shout out to Elder Yashawamba. I was watching this video earlier, and he, recommended that brothers check out that video. And I watched the majority of it, but, I'll finish the rest at some point this evening, Lord willing. But, goddamn, man. Satan don't want this information to come out. But anyways, so, I played the beginning of that video just to highlight this article that I came across, which totally shows you the times that we are in, and that this guy Trump is nothing more but a pawn and a stooge of these elites. And he's doing everything in his power to bring in these devils, like that lady said, their brave new world, which is this NWO. All right. And he's doing the direct bidding of these elites. And a lot of you Trumpers, you MAGA people, you were duped in believing that Trump was literally being, that he came into office to fight against globalism, that he was going to put America first and he was going to stop all these wars and, make America great again. But no, the information, it's plain to see that he's in the pocket of these elites. He's in the pocket of these small hats, and he's going to continue to do the bidding to bring in this NWO. And here's a article from Ron Paul. President Trump is unleashing a great, big, ugly surveillance state. And everything that the opening of that video, this is what Trump is allowing. This is what this great, big, ugly surveillance state is all about. This is what that great, big, beautiful bill that he signed was all about. This is why he's bringing in all of these technocrats. He's all on board, man, and he's being put in place to ultimately bring in unrighteous decrees, to set the stage for this system to be implemented on all you American people out there, man. While you're distracted with this whole Iran and Israel situation, with the wars going on in Ukraine and with Russia, hey, behind closed, while you're looking over there, they're setting this whole digital slave system into place, man. All right. And we've been telling you through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai that this is all about, that this is what's going to lead to the mark of the beast, the MOTB, the implantable RFID microchip, man. Showing you that, the MOTB is not some philosophy. It's not the picture of white Jesus. It's not any of these things that these other bugged out sellout Israelite camps have been telling you that it is. We've been telling you that it's all within this New World Order digital beast system these devils are implementing. Like the lady was saying, it's all about literal control, man. Control over every aspect of your life. All right. They want to control what you can eat, whether you can buy, whether you can sell, have you upon this digital grid, put you in these 15-minute cities, constant surveillance, even to the point to where they want to surveil what's going on the inside of you. You just had RFK come out with, technology and medicine now is going to be done with wearables, which we know eventually those wearables, which are Internet of Things, eventually turn into Internet of Bodies, which all leads to what? Transhumanism, man. It's all there. It's clear as day. If you have the eyes to see and the ears to hear, and if you have the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, and not and not the spirit of a zombie. All right. But anyway, let's get to some of this article here. It says, on March 20th, President Trump signed an executive order eliminating information silos. The order directed heads of federal agencies to make sure officials designated by the president have full and prompt access to all unclassified records, data, software systems, and information technology systems. The executive order did not attract much attention until it was more recently revealed that the administration was working with tech company Palantir, which Palantir means to see far, to see from far away. Ultimately, it's the ultimate surveillance system that these devils are already using and implementing here in the States. It was first being used over there with the whole, through Israeli intelligence that they were using on those Palestinians and Hamas, a system to where, they're just doing nothing but gathering all type of information about you. And one thing in that documentary that they said that really stuck out to me was that, you're not using technology. Technology is using each and every one of us, man. All right. All the smart appliances in your house, your TV, your phone, every bit of new age technology that has the label smart on it is watching, monitoring, listening. It's gathering information, it's sharing information, all type of shit about you. Meanwhile, you're thinking that technology is making your life more convenient and making life more easier. But no, we tell you all the time, everything that Esau does is weaponized against each and every last one of you people out here. All right. And this is why, hey, we need Yahweh Shai to come back to put an end to all this bullshit. But I don't want to digress. It says the executive order did not attract much attention until it was more recently revealed that the administration was working with tech company Palantir to create a database containing all information collected by all federal agencies on all U.S. citizens. And this further proves that this is how we know the MOTB is not dealing with weak nations and poor nations and countries, that is dealing with each and every single individual on this planet, man. Why do you think they want your children already addicted to this technology? They're gathering a bunch of information upon your children when they go to school. Now they're all using laptops. Your phone has all these infrared cameras. It's constantly scanning your face. It's gathering information. It's scanning the little details of your face, how you react to particular information, how your children react to games. It's just a complete system of total control, man. And they're gathering each and individual, gathering information on every single aspect of your life, man. Every message you send, every post that you like, every video that you like. Everybody that you make phone calls with, who you send messages with, it's just gathering all this type of information upon you to gather so much information that they're going to use AI to be able to predict, your next moves and, to know every single thing about your ass, man. So you're not using this technology. This technology is using you, man. And now, these devils have it to where, they have the ability now to where they can use it to enslave humanity. All right. And all of these, I'll say this, and everything has been hijacked and taken over by these technocrats and by these elites, governments, mayors, politicians, your presidents, your vice presidents. Every aspect of this society has been hijacked by these elites, man. And this is why every sector of life, no matter where you are on this planet, is all coming to the same conclusion. It's all being linked to the same system. So Chief Ephraim, you're wrong. All right. When you say, well, you tell me who's going to administer the microchip, and all these nations following after the same program, they are. Because why? They all these countries and these governments have all been hijacked by these elites. They're all on board. All these companies, all these businesses, every aspect of your daily life, man, has been brought and paid for by these elites. And they're all, gonna, merge their businesses, their systems into this technocratic world, man. It says a database consisting of all the information of American citizens collected by the various federal agencies such as the Social Security Administration, the Department of Health and Human Services, and the Pentagon would be a major step in creating a total surveillance state, you see? And all of these different federal agencies, they're all on board. This is why all these federal agencies, they want what? All of your all your information and how you deal with these agencies is going to become digital. It's going to be in this, link within this beast system. And if you want to have access to Social Security and the Department of Health, you want to go to the doctor, you want to get surgery, you need to go see a doctor because you're sick or whatever. Hey, you're going to have to go through this system. It's not going to be any way around it, man. You see? And this is what these devils are establishing. And they're going to bring in their social credit scores. Everything that you do and your access to buying and selling and having access to food and water and being able to travel and being able to exist is going to be based off of this system that they're creating. All right. And anything that you do and say, can be used against you to lock you out of the system or restrict your traveling, restrict you from buying food, restrict you from having access to your CBDCs, your central bank digital currencies, man. Every aspect of life is going to be linked with this new beast system that they're implementing. And this nigga Donald Trump is all on board, man. And this is where everything is headed. See, this is why we always say all roads are going to lead to the MOTB. All right. It says, let me see something. Oh, no, hold on. I got some precepts. It says the database could come in handy to future Dr. Fauci seeking to enforce mask and V mandates. Those with access to this database could see personal health records, education records, and tax returns. They may even be able to see how many firearms individuals have purchased and if they were associated with any organizations the government has labeled extremists, you see? And this is how we know that eventually they're going to come down upon the men of Yahweh Shem Shai. And this is ultimately why it's going to come a point to where, hey, we're going to have to decline and be those pilgrims on the earth. Because these devils know what we do. They know what each brother, if you ever been out on the highways and the byways prophesying, even if you don't have a street ministry, even if you even watch one of the Hebrew Israelite videos or one of these various camps and you liked any of the video or any of the information that was being presented on those videos, whether you believe you're an Israelite or not, or you really sincerely, want to follow after the Lord, you're going to be pinged as a possible extremist. You see? This is what this devil is ultimately doing. And this is why we got to make ourselves ready to the battle. And we know eventually once, they start forcing that the mandatory MOTB to be fully, locked into this system, we're going to have to decline. We're going to have to be those pilgrims out on the earth. We're going to have to walk out here in complete faith because, eventually we know we're not going to have time. We're not going to try to save our lives, man, just for a little bit longer to be involved in the system. So that we can, eat or drink or travel or have a job. At that point, hey, man, we're just going to put our faith in Yahweh Shem Shai and wait for the world to come, our kingdom, and wait for the chariots to deliver us and save us from the impending judgment that's coming upon Esau and the system that he's going to create, man. You see? So, hey, man, this is where things are going, man. It is what it is, man. Hey, bring it on, It says, despite the obvious threat to liberty, the big ugly database poses some commentators and influencers who would normally oppose or at least be skeptical of expansion of the surveillance states are supporting it because they believe it will be used to locate illegal immigrants. And they're already using Palantir. That's how you think ICE and these different federal agencies that are doing all of these deportations, they're already using that Palantir system to locate and find a lot of these so-called migrants that they're gathering up and kicking out of the country. And all you people that are out there marching and going to these No Kings rally, hey, the Palantir is watching your ass too, right? And they're gathering information and they're pinging you as possible extremists, man. You see? And eventually they're going to hold that shit against you. When they bring in this system, it's time for you to, take that MOTB and you get registered with this beast system. They're going to hold that against you eventually in the future. Oh, your credit score is so low because, back in July during the No King protest, we saw that you were out there protesting and you were bucking up against the ICE agents and against Trump's deportation. So, we're going to ping you for that. And your social credit score, the highest you can have is 950. You're going to start at about a 300 until you prove yourself that you're really in line with what, this new beast system is all about. And you're a good slave and your behaviors are controlled and you do as you're told. You see, which that ain't going to be life and that ain't going to be living at all. But hey, this is the system they're going to create. You're going to be completely a slave to it. All right. It says some conservatives are supporting this proposal because it would help identify students who have publicly opposed the U.S. government support for Israel's actions in Gaza. Ironically, many of those supporting government cracking down on anti-Israel students came to fame as critics of wokeness and cancel culture. You see, and with this system, they'll be able to cancel you with the press of a button. But they're going to use AI to do it, man. AI is going to be constantly monitoring and watching you and deciding what you can and what you can have and what you cannot have, man. You see, it's a complete fucking system of fucking slavery, man. And we've been telling you that this is what these devils is going to do. So right now, all they're doing is gathering up all this information upon you to see what type of citizen and what type of person you truly are. All right. This is Revelations 12:10. It says, and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now has come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our God and the power of his anointed. And this is why we're telling this devil to hurry up and come with it. Because what's going to immediately, come after this beast system in the MOTB and this dystopian world he's trying to create is Yahweh Shai coming back to destroy all of it, man. You see, and this is why we're telling this devil to come on with it, man. Because we know that it comes with our salvation and our deliverance. It says, for the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. And that's what this system is allowing Esau to do. To be the ultimate accuser, and pretty much in this system, they're basically, every citizen is going to be guilty until proven innocent. You're going to be found guilty of an extremist, of a dissident, of somebody who can't be trusted until you, further can prove that you're a good, compliant slave of the system. That you're not going to buck up. That you do as you're told. You take whatever they tell you to take. And all these different things. All right. And this is the word for accuser in the Greek is kategoros. It says an accuser. See, a name given to the devil by the rabbis, but ultimately the accuser. You see, one against one in the assembly, i.e. a compliant at law, especially Satan, the accuser. But we know ultimately, in this sense, is dealing with Esau, Edom. He's already praying against us to the Heavenly Father, but now he's going to make it to where his system is going to make him God. And he's going to be able to be the accuser and to label you and, to be able to accuse you, until you're proven to be a loyal slave of this new beast system. All right. It says the abandonment of liberty because fear drives people to trust government promises of safety is a phenomenon we have witnessed several times this century. An obvious example was the way many former friends of freedom supported the Patriot Act and other infringements on liberty following the September 11, 2001 terrorist attacks. We also saw it during the C hysteria when many embraced mask and V mandates. Following the 2008 meltdown, normally rather staunch opponents of government intervention supported the bailouts because they agreed with then George W. Bush, who said he had abandoned free market principles to save free market system. See, and this is how they're going to be able to bring in this new world order system. This is why they're bringing more chaos. They're going to bring more confusion. That's why they're bringing this third world war. That's why now they're telling you that Iran has sleeper cells. And I saw an article. I didn't get to read it, but I'll read it after, that they found Iranian weapons here on American soil. You see, it's through these different scenarios and T attacks and false flags that they're able to strip away more of the people's rights in order for these people to feel safe. And they're going to bring in this whole Palantir digital beast system after one of these major serious T attacks or false flag attacks to bring in these different executive orders that's going to further enslave you people with the promise of peace and safety. That's why scriptures say they shall say peace and safety, but then sudden destruction coming upon these devils, man. And it's been the same playbook over and over for these devils, man. But it seems that Jake still is too damn stupid and too damn dumb to put the pieces together. And this is Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. In the way that they bring in a lot of these executive orders and laws is by what? Chaos. Is by the pressure from above, pressure from below. By bringing certain orchestrated events, to where it brings so much fear and chaos to the people that, you're willing to give away more of your freedoms for the false hope of safety. And these are all unrighteous decrees, man. And pretty soon we know they're about to bring another so-called 9/11, but this time it's going to be even bigger and greater so that they could ultimately, strip away all your fucking rights and promise you that it's going to be okay. We need all these digital systems so we can identify the terrorists, so that we can identify everybody on this database, so we can know who each and every person is in real time. We have this system in place to where everything that you do is being tracked and traced, which is already happening anyway. Your cell phone, these street lights, these newer cars, they're all, keeping tabs and tracking and tracing everything that you do. But once this new so-called T attack comes, that's going to be bigger than 9/11. Hey, people are going to willingly allow this devil to put in unrighteous decrees. That's going to do what? Verse 2, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people. Right. What? It's going to take away all of your constitutional rights. They're going to tell you that nobody should have the right to free speech because look at what it's causing people to be terroristic, people to lash out, people to do things that they wouldn't normally do. We have to, totally put a stranglehold on the internet. We're not going to allow you people to just, freely just search information because a lot of that is fake news. A lot of that is mis and disinformation. A lot of that is propaganda, which this devil uses all of this propaganda and different shit each and every day to fuck with the minds of the people. But it's just when you do it to expose the bullshit and to call out his lies that, we need to totally restrict the internet and your ability to go on these sites that we haven't fact checked and that we haven't cleared you to be able to look at and gain information from. You're only going to be allowed to look at the information that we deem as true and real, which is all going to be propaganda and ultimately to disarm you from having, the ultimate truth. And to punish anybody that has any view that, or you post a tweet or post a view that goes outside of that narrative, hey, you're going to have hell to pay, man. All right. And then you're going to be locked up. You're going to be grabbed up. You're not going to have the right to due process. You having a right to a fair trial is pretty soon going to be outlawed. All right. You're going to go into a court and it's going to be artificial intelligence and Palantir and these technocrats judging you off of what you've done, via the information that you gathered. That they gathered, and you're going to be in one of those minority report type of scenarios, man, where they're going to find you guilty, even if you didn't even do the crime, but through AI and artificial intelligence and the algorithms, they'll say that we were able to predict that you were more than likely because you were watching these videos and you were looking at this information and you were thinking outside of the box that you more than likely 98.7% AI says you would have committed the crime of arson or whatever. So therefore, we found you guilty and we're going to lock your black ass in jail type of shit, But this is where things is going. Verse 2, to turn aside the needy from judgment and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey and that they may rob their fatherless. You see? And that's what this system is all about. To totally enslave you, put you in these 15-minute cities and to disarm you, from being able to freely roam on this earth without, this devil's permission, man. It's all being put into place, all right? And this nigga Trump is at the forefront of it. It says Palantir, founded in 2003, has worked on helping governments become more efficient at collecting and storing information about U.S. citizens. The company, which was named after the Seeing Stones from J.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings, is one of the first companies to see the potential in the surveillance industrial complex that developed Nueve Once and the Patriot Act. You see? That same system is being, used today. But this time it's on a whole higher level. It says Palantir is literally the creation of surveillance states since one of its early investors was In-Q-Tel, a venture capitalist firm controlled by the CIA. You see? Boom. And this is going to be at the forefront of this new digital beast system, which is already being used as we speak, man. It says those discouraged by the surveillance state's continued expansion under President Trump should be encouraged that more Americans than ever, including many who voted for President Trump, are seeing through the lie that the only way we can be safe is to surrender our liberty to politicians, bureaucrats, and corny capitalism, like I said earlier, which all have been brought and paid for by BlackRock, by these elites. And this is where the system is going, man. So that's why scriptures tell you, man, never to trust thine enemy under any circumstances. And one thing you have to understand, too, is that everything that these politicians or these governments or these, the World Economic Forum, the WHO, when they're out there having their speeches and they're addressing you people and telling you they're going to do this, they're going to do that, all that shit is inverted, man. If they're telling you, we're here to save the planet, you better believe they're not here to save the planet. They're here to police the planet. If they're telling you they're here for sustainability and we're gonna, save this and save that, and we're gonna have clean energy and all these smart vehicles and green health, whatever the hell, all that shit. In other words, what they're saying is that they're going to ration, your ability to have access to those things is going to be rationed and under their control. See, like scriptures tell you that these devils speak with a forked tongue, man. Scriptures tell you that their words are smoother than butter, but really war is in their hearts, man. And I know I'm quoting a lot of scriptures, but these are things that you have to understand. It says, this should inspire us to redouble our efforts to spread the message of liberty, which these devils are getting ready to do away with liberty, man. Hey, and ultimately, if you're in this truth and you're, in the spirit, under the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, you know that only true liberty and true freedom is going to come when Yahweh Shai returns, man. These devils ain't bringing nothing of that form. All right. This is why we want Yahweh Shai to come back. This is Psalms chapter 110, verse 5. It says, the Lord at thy right hand shall strike through kings in the day of his wrath. I'm reading the NLT. Psalms 110 and 5 in the NLT. It says, the Lord stands at your right hand to protect you. He will strike down many kings when his anger erupts. He will punish the nations and fill their lands with corpses. He will shatter heads over the whole earth. But he himself will be refreshed from brooks along the way. He will be victorious. Because there's only one way out of this system is being delivered by Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, and ultimately not bending the knee and not submitting yourselves to this new world order these devils are trying to implement. And they're going to eventually force it on everybody. This is going to be the way that they're going to govern this new world, is what you having to merge with a technology, this technocracy, man, this mark of the beast system, this, these 15-minute cities, social credit scores, CBDCs, the world that these devils are trying to force and corral everybody into. There's only one way out, and that's through the names of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Oh, that was in Revelations 12, huh? Yep, it says, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb. And this is the only victory over this shit. You thinking that you're gonna go along with it and you're gonna take that MOTB, you're gonna allow yourself to be part of this system. Look, it's only gonna lead to your utter destruction. And you're being destroyed in the presence of the Lamb and the holy angels, Yahweh Shai. Because ultimately it's going to lead to you having to take that MOTB, take the neural links, take brain chip interfaces and things of that nature. Because what? He'll be able to kill you if you don't eventually bow down and subserviently acquiesce to this system. You'll be killed. You'll be separated. You won't be able to buy and sell. You won't be recognized as a citizen of this devil's new world order. Therefore, your access to water, food, electricity, shelter, and your daily necessities, you won't have access to. You won't be able to just walk into a grocery store and go and purchase food or water. You won't be able to just get on a train or drive a car or rent one of those little scooter bikes, man, because it's all going to be under this new this damn system. And if you don't have the proper prerequisites and the proper, access to it, you're going to be killed. You're going to starve to death. You're going to be like on Demolition Man, living in subterranean shitholes, man, eating rat burgers and shit like that. It says, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto the death. And this is why we're telling Jake, you got to really, separate yourself from this world, man, and understand the times that are coming. Well, let me get that. I know I quoted it, but let me get it. You see, there's going to eventually come a point to where we're going to have to totally just fully, separate ourselves from this system. And hey, we're going to have to be walking out on faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai completely. And this is, let me see something. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 16 and 40. O my people, hear my word, make you ready to thy battle. And in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. And what is a pilgrim? Somebody that's on a journey to a holy place. And for us, what is that? Salvation. Being delivered by Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai in the chariots or the spaceships and receiving the kingdom of heaven. And these times and what these devils are trying to do are complete evil. This system is evil. Everything that he's trying to establish is evil, man. And it's going to come to a point to where, hey, it's going to be bearing down on all of us, man. And that's going to lead to what? Oh, let me get that real fast too. It's going to lead to what? This is Revelation chapter 2, verse 10. It says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried. What's that word tried? To be tested. You see? And ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. You see? He that overcometh, and he that have an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. He that overcometh shall not be hurt of the second death. And what is the second death? The nuclear missiles. That lake of fire, which is going to what? Fall down upon all the followers and the believers of this beast system. You see? So we are going to be tested. We are going to be tried, you know? But hey, we know eventually the outcome. If you get weak, if you become overcome, if you not ready to the battle, and you be overcome by what this devil is trying to establish, hey man, you're going to be put to death. Straight point blank period. It says, he that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that shall lose. This is why we're telling you we're not in the time of trying to build and buy land and have some 10-year plan here in Babylon the Great. You're not going to have none of that shit anyway. Because remember, a part of this new world order and this WEF shit, you're going to own nothing and you're going to be happy. Like the guy said, it's an oxymoron. Who the hell going to be happy if you don't own any goddamn thing? Here it is. You had a house, you had a car, you had savings. All that shit's not going to exist in this new world order system, man. All right. All of this money some of these jakes got, your 401k, your savings, your investments, all that shit is going to be gone once this system collapses. And the new system they're going to come with, you're not going to be able to have savings. All right. You're going to get your monthly stipend of CBDCs. And once, your programmable money. And once that, and that shit's it's going to be time sensitive. It's going to have dates on it. So if they give you a month to use all of it, guess what? At the end of the month, if you didn't use it, it's not going to roll over into a CBDC savings account. That shit's going to be wiped out. It's going to be gone. And when you do get your CBDCs, hey, when you go to the store to buy clothes and buy shoes or whatever, it's going to be very, very limited. And it's only going to be able to be used on what they tell you you can use it for. So it ain't going to be no more all of these designer clothes, and you're going to be a sneakerhead, and you're going to have all these infinite amount of apparel. All these women got clothes and shirts and jeans that still got tags on them hanging in the closet. You got those fresh pair of J's that you ain't wore, you saving for a special occasion. You ain't going to have none of that shit. Ain't even going to be Jordans. Jordans going to be a thing of the past, man. If you do have a pair of Jordans, they're going to be some vintage ass shoes that, you somehow managed to find in a goddamn dump somewhere. And you're going to put them on thinking you cool, But as far as you going into the store and having all these multiple, options of apparel and shit like that, it's not going to exist, man. You see? So that's why we're telling you, man, to detach from this world. We got to work. You get your daily bread. You do what you got to do. But hey, just having our daily bread should be more than enough. I saw the video earlier. The brother from Vegas did. You see how that chick B Simone is right now? She was living it up. She was living high off the hog. She was proud. She was arrogant. Now the bitch can't even shop at Bloomingdale's no more. Now she penny pinching. And look how she's unraveling. How much more the rest of you proud ass women that probably has it going on right now. You got all these suckers and simps paying your bills. You got a nigga to take you out to eat, to pay for your wigs, pay for your eyelashes, pay your car notes. On top of that, you still getting EBT and food stamps for the time being. All of that is getting ready to become a thing of the past, man. You see, this is why we've been telling you, man, to get your mind out of Babylon the Great and focus on the kingdom to come. But anyways, it says, verse 42, he that occupieth merchandise as he that hath no profit by it, and he that buildeth as he that shall not dwell therein. Right, because part of this new world order, they're coming to confiscate all of your property. Remember, these devils want to own and control every single piece of carbon on this planet Earth. Every tree, every insect, every bird, every house, every bed, every shoe, every car, every piece of fabric, every farm, everything is going to be in the controls of these devils, man. And you're not going to own a goddamn thing. Everything that you use will be rented unto you only on the basis of your subservientude and your, and your loyalty to the system. It says, he that soweth as if he should not reap, so he also that planted the vineyard as he that shall not gather the grapes. They that marry as they shall get no children, and they that marry not as the widowers. And they therefore that labor in vain, for strangers shall reap their fruits and spoil their goods, overthrow their houses and take their children captives, for in captivity and famine they shall get children. You see? And this is what you have to prepare your mind and understand. These are the times that are coming. All right. And if you're like us and you're doing what we're doing, you better believe and know they have our eyes on us, man. And they're planning on getting us out of here ASAP. All right. This is why, hey, our faith has to be totally in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And we have to stay the course and, do what we have to do. All right. Well, I was going to get Psalms 94, but I didn't get it. Nor this one. Pretty much made the point. But this is coming too. Isaiah 29 and 20. It says, for the terrible one is brought to naught, and the scorner is consumed, and all that watch for iniquity are cut off. That make a man an offender for a word, and lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate, and turn aside the just for a thing of naught. And this is what we're about to endure. All right. They're about to label us as offenders because our conversation is just. Our message is coming from the just one, and that we're out here speaking words that go against everything that this devil is trying to establish and what he stands for. So therefore, hey, we're going to be eventually preyed upon and, made an example out of. But we know, Lord willing, if we're of the elect, man, hey, there's no, even if we got to die as martyrs or get taken out for not bowing down to this system, hey, our works are going to follow us and we're going to be raised up first, man. Or the Lord, he might intervene with spiritual power. He might have one of the angels come and deliver us, put the spirit on a brother to get spiritual power and free us all. But we know that we're more than conquerors through him that loved us. Lord willing, we're of the elect, man. So with that, I'm going to close it there. Lord willing, this was edifying, man. And hey, this system is coming. And if you haven't already, check out this documentary. Shout out to the elder Yashawamba for recommended it. This one called The Agenda.
If you're having trouble sleeping, you got to stop.
Man. God damn it. Right. But check out this documentary. It's right here from the page Oracle Films. Check it out. So with that, Lord willing, you were edified. Until the next one, shalom.